All right, everyone, welcome to Brewers Baseball here on MLB The Show. I am Tucker Diedrich. I will lead you through the commentary, the play-by-play, the color commentary, everything for this game between the Cubs and the Brewers. Game 2 on the season here. Thanks for joining us as you are looking down at Miller Park here on a Saturday afternoon, late evening. Might be sunny there, but it's a rainy day here in Wisconsin in real life, and we're glad you're with us as the Brewers look to take Game 2 here in this opening weekend series. There's Christian Yelich, hit the big two-run homer yesterday in the 7th to give the Brewers a 3-1 win. And Freddie Peralta is going to get the start here for the Brewers. He's looking to keep that momentum going from the pitching staff that we saw yesterday. The Brewers pitching combined for 17 strikeouts on the Cubs yesterday. They struck out the last 6 batters in the 8th and the 9th inning. It was quite the performance by the Brewer pitching, and Freddie Peralta is going to see if he can keep that going, as Javier Baez is going to lead off here for the Chicago Cubs. And here comes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike, and we're glad you're with us here on MLB The Show. Well, it looks like it's not showing where that pitch actually is, so I don't know how that went away in the settings that I did. Maybe that was a weird thing that I did, but nonetheless, that's the ball up high, 1-1. Made it easier to definitely tell where a pitch was and if it was up or down or whatever, but just have to react a little bit quicker, I guess, when it comes to those things. Here comes the 1-1 from Peralta. Swing and a miss.
I got the count 1 and 2.
And we've got a 1-2 count. Actually, it was really nice knowing what the pitches were, everything that were being thrown as well, because it's kind of hard to tell in a video game, because sometimes, and there's a drive, that's to right field. Yelich is right there, and he'll make the out to retire Baez. Yeah, it was always nice to know what those pitches were. And here's your starting lineup for the Chicago Cubs. You just saw Baez, Hayward up now, and then Bryant, Contreras, Rizzo. And then we got Kyle Schwarber, Ian Happ, Jason Kipnis, and starting today on the hill for the Cubs is Yu Darvish. As Jason Hayward steps up to the plate here, 0 for 2 yesterday, as he takes one inside, 1-0. Yeah, it's always nice to know. I mean, yesterday or on Thursday when I was calling the game, it was actually kind of hard to see, as I would be like, oh, that's a fastball, and then it's like a sinker or a changeup. It's just hard to tell. That looks like a fastball inside, 2-0. So it's just hard to tell sometimes what these pitches actually are. There's a extreme close-up on the home plate umpire here today. Not sure what his name is. And there's one on the outside, 3-0. Chris Bryant on deck. A young fan with some popcorn, hoping that he does something for him in his trip here to Miller Park. Looking to bounce back. Here's Freddie Peralta on the 3-0, and that's in there for a strike, 3-1. Freddie Peralta looking to bounce back from a 2019 season where he started in the rotation and then found his way in kind of being almost in a spot where he was, and that's inside, and that's a walk for Jason Hayward. He was coming in the second or third inning after kind of going with that opener strategy that we've started to see around the big leagues. But the big trouble he would always get in is in these early innings. First inning, he'd just give up a lot of runs, and hard for the team to come back from that. So they tried having him go out there in the second or the third inning after everyone's kind of settled down a little bit. He could do a little extra work in the bullpen to get warmed up. And that proved to be working out pretty well. And then that started not working, and then he found his way just being in the bullpen for most of the season. Did have a little stint down in AAA, tried to work out some kinks. But if he can get on track, he has a bright future for this Brewers rotation. As he pours in a strike here, 0-1 on Chris Bryant here. Bryant, like most of the Cubs yesterday, was the victim of a strikeout. He actually struck out 4 times. And I keep saying yesterday, it was actually on Thursday. They took the day off yesterday. As he grounds that one, and that one's just down the line, but foul. Couldn't quite keep it fair. Couldn't get around the bag, and got an 0-2 here on Chris Bryant. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Chris Bryant has started the season with 5 straight Ks. And Freddie Peralta gets his first strikeout of the season.
The catcher, number
Good off-speed pitch. Bryant out in front of it.
Contreras.
He'll walk back to the dugout from home plate like he has gotten really used to here in the early season. Now I'll bring up the catcher, Wilson Contreras. 0 for 4 yesterday. He struck out 3 times. As he takes one inside, 1-0. As I mentioned on Thursday, you can't trust those 2019 numbers. I feel like that's the same stats that you'll see for everybody. So, not sure how he did. I have it on a piece of paper over here somewhere, but I'm not going to go that far to find it. As Contreras fouls that one off. 1-1 on the catcher. And he hits one deep to left, but that one's going to hook foul. That one's going to reach the seats. And the count's 1-2. The other thing I worked on too, trying to work on making sure that the crowd isn't as loud. It sounded like it was pretty loud when I was going over this again on Thursday night, and then on Friday again. So tried to turn the crowd down a little bit. So hey, and there's another strikeout, and the Cubs are still struggling to put the bat on the ball. So Freddie Peralta gets 2 strikeouts in the top half of the first, and we'll see the Brewers coming up here in just a bit. Yes, that is a K. A very poignant sign. Nice job, sir. Yu Darvish is going to get the start for the Cubs. Had 31 starts with a 6-8 record. ERA right under 4 there. Had a decent year. That's all I know about Yu Darvish. He missed a little time in 2019. I think he had a few injuries, but was still able to get a lot of starts. Lorenzo Cain's going to lead off here for the Brewers. Got the offense going yesterday, reached on air, and then later scored in the first inning. As he steps in here, here's the pitch, and that's going to be up for a ball. 1-0. Lorenzo Cain got his first Gold Glove last season. Definitely was well earned. A lot of plays at the fence, pulling back some home runs, making diving catches all over the place. And he fouls that one back, 1-1. We had been doing that for years, and it was just the last year he was finally recognized for all that hard work and all that he's done with the glove in center field. And he takes one outside, 2-1.
One strike. That pitch is out.
That one's outside too, 3-1. Just missing on that fastball in the outside corner. So a 3-run count here on Lorenzo Cain. Christian Yelich up on deck. And here comes the 3-1. Swing and a grounder. Over to Bryant. We'll make the throw and make catch. And that's the first out of the inning for the Brewers.
Batting second.
The lineup for the Brewers: Cain, Yelich, and Hira. And then Garcia, Braun, and Narvaez. Jed Jerko's over at the hot corner. Orlando Arcia at short. And starting pitcher in the 9-hole, Freddie Peralta. As Christian Yelich comes up to the plate. 4 for 4 yesterday. Had the 2-run homer in the 7th that gave the Brewers the lead for good. And he pops that one up in foul territory. Contreras is right there. And that's going to be 1 pitch and 1 out. And that is the first time that Yelich has been retired this season. Almost had an opposite of Chris Bryant going, where he was getting on base every time compared to Bryant. As Keston Harris steps up to the plate. He was 1 for 2 yesterday, 2 walks. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Brewers being aggressive early in the count. They were doing that yesterday as well. Kyle Hendricks, through the first 3 or 4 innings, he had less than 50 pitches compared to Woodruff, who was at 50 almost at the end of the 2nd inning. So Brewers hitters being very aggressive here, trying to get on top. Takes on the outside, 1-1. And there's a pop-up. Kipnis is underneath it, calling off the center fielder, makes the catch, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Darvish. After one, we're scoreless. Anthony Rizzo is going to lead off for the Cubs here in the second inning.
Anthony
1 for 4. And definitely was a strikeout victim. Pretty much everyone on the Cubs was a strikeout victim yesterday. Actually, Baez and Kipnis are the only ones that didn't strike out yesterday for the Cubs. Everyone grabbed a bat, took it to the plate, and then just walked right back to the dugout as he swings and misses at that one, 0-1. Peralta finding a pretty good groove here. That's going to be the key here. If he can keep this momentum going, stay out of the big inning, check swing, and home plate umpire says, yes, he did go, and it's 0-2. Fastball up, that's usually his out pitch. Wants to keep it up.
1 ball, 2
When he gets
strikes.
it around that belt, it just doesn't move. That's when he gets in trouble. He had his debut game against the Colorado Rockies. Mother's Day, struck out 13. As he grounds that one, there's Jerko. Makes the throw and gets the out over at first for 1 out.
batting fifth, the left fielder.
Look at how the Brewers are lined up here today. We got Garcia, Kane, and Yelich in the outfield. Jed Jerko over at third, Arcia at short. Here at second, Ryan Braun, the veteran, over at first, and Omar Narvaez behind the plate, catching Freddie Peralta. Early sample size, but they were perfect yesterday. Didn't have any errors in the game. As Schwarber makes a mighty cut and misses 0-1. That was a big difference yesterday's game, too. Cubs giving up the 1 run in the first off 2 throwing errors. That's how the Brewers got on the board early. And another swing and a miss way out in front of that one. And Schwarber's quickly down 0-2. And a swing and a miss and another strikeout for Peralta. That's his third already. That one's outside, and Schwarber was way behind that one. Right into the glove of Narvaez there. And there's 2 outs here in the second. And now bring the center fielder, Ian Happ, up to the plate. Takes one in the dirt, 1-0. Happ 1 for 4 yesterday. Had the hat trick, struck out 3 times. Just like 3 of his other teammates. Takes one outside, 2-0. Just said that he's first in the team in average at 250, but Kipnis was 1 for 3 yesterday. Unless I missed something, and that's a flip. Oh, with the glove, makes it over to Peralta, and that's going to do it. So 1-2-3 inning for Freddie Peralta. Garcia, Braun, and Narvaez are going to be coming up here in the bottom of the second for the Brewers. Still 0-0.
Leading off for the Brewers, the left fielder,
Avisail Garcia. So step up to the plate. 0 for 4 yesterday. Looking for that first hit in a Brewer uniform. Takes one outside, 1-0. There's a guy really excited about his pretzel in the front row there. Second row, I guess. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a drive to left field. Schwarber's going back. Still going back at the track, and that is gone for Garcia. And the Brewers are up 1-0 here in the second. Great way to get your first hit as a Brewer. Driving in yourself. Solo home run shot for Garcia. Kept the weight back and hit it out of here. Right over to the new restaurant. It's called Delato's in MLB The Show. But if you go to Miller Park in real life, that is the restaurant to be named later. And he puts that one into somebody's dip and chips. And that is a fun souvenir for those restaurant goers.
The first baseman,
Ryan Braun steps up to the plate. He takes a strike, 0-1. Braun 0 for 4 yesterday. And the bat flew out of his hands and into his shoulder. A weird glitch. but that's what you come to expect when you watch these.
0-2.
And he swings and misses 0-2 right away. Braun struck out 3 times yesterday. Must have thought he was playing for the Cubs or something. He's down in the hole 0-2 here. And he pushes that one the other way, and Rizzo's got that one. He's going to flip it over to Darvish for the first out of the inning.
Batting 6, the catcher, Omar.
If I'm hesitant about calling who's like on the hot corners, it's because I always confuse where Brian and Rizzo are, because I'm not a Cubs fan, so why would I know that information? So I just have to remember Rizzo on the right. I guess that would be the best way to do it. Rizzo's on the right. He's at first. Makes the play. 1 out. And that's going to bring up Omar Narvaez. And takes one up and in, but it's called a strike. 1 for 3 yesterday. Had the double. But was eventually left stranded. Took a spinner in there. 0-2. Here comes the 0-2. Oh, and that's going to hit him. And that one does not feel good. Right in the knee.
Batting 7.
Even a quick look over to Darvish, but that was a
Yeah.
slider that just did not
Go.
have the control. And there's going to be a runner on first with 1 out here in the second. So Jed Jerko steps up to the plate. 1 for 4 yesterday. Got his first hit in a Brewer uniform. See what he can do here with 1 out. Takes one up, 1-0.
No strike.
And that one's down low, 2-0.
No strike.
So, the last 2 batters going down 0-2. Now 2-0 on Jerko. Takes another one down, 3-0. Orlando Arcia, he's on deck. See what he can do in the second here. And that one's in there. 3-1 on the Brewers' third baseman. Brewers up 1-0 here off the Garcia home run to lead off the inning. Swing and hits that one to Rizzo. He's going to make it over to the third. There's just so much action happening, I couldn't even keep up. But a 3-6-3 double play will end the inning. But Avisail Garcia smokes one to the restaurant. Check, please. 1-0 Brewers. Jason Kipnis is going to lead off here for the Cubs. He was 1 for 3. Had an RBI single. Drove in the lone Cubs run Thursday. I'll keep saying yesterday. It's just weird that the Brewers and the Cubs would have an off day when they play these games at Miller Park. That just doesn't make any sense. Why do you need that extra day in between? Now, in most scenarios, if you are a team that has a stadium that doesn't have a roof, as you can see the shift that they have on for Kipnis, here playing a little shallow right field action. If you have a stadium that doesn't have a roof, it makes sense, because if there's a rain out, you can just move that opening day to that open date that you have. But when you have a roof, what's even the point? That doesn't make any sense. So why even have the off day? Now, this isn't just an MLB The Show thing. This is how it was literally scheduled for the Brewers. So not sure why that was the case. I don't know if they were going to just have the roof open and just see what hand they were dealt. As Kipnis drives one to right, and everyone's going to stare at that one, and that one is gone. So, a leadoff home run for Kipnis. And the Cubs have tied this one right away, 1-1. Cubs fans in attendance, they're pretty pumped about that one. Brewers fans, not so much. As Kipnis turned on this one. Yep, just left a curveball right over the plate, and Kipnis gonna watch that one fly. Gonna make it into those right field bleachers. And we're tied up here in the third. It's gonna bring up Yu Darvish, Cubs pitcher.
Batting 9. The pitcher, number
Takes
11.
one down, 1-0.
Yu Darvish.
Yep, that's the That's what the Brewers are hoping Freddie Peralta can stay away from. Those pitches that you can just hang in there. He's gonna punch guys out. He's got to do it. Those high fastballs as Darvish cuts through one, 1-1. And takes one on the inside corner, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Fouls that one off. Count remains 1-2. Darvish signed out of Japan. Pitched for the Rangers, the Dodgers. Takes one inside, 2-2. And now with the Cubs. And there's a grounder over to Hira. And he bobbles it momentarily, but good strong throw over to first. Gets him out. And there's the first out of the inning.
Up next for the Cubs, the shortstop.
There's one area that the Brewers are really hoping that Hira can work on. Had a lot of errors over at second. Known for his bat more than his defense. So hoping he can work through some of those troubles and become a solid second baseman for the Brewers. As Javier Baez steps up to the plate. Fouls that one off. Led off the game, flying out to right field. And here comes the 0-1. Oh, swing and a miss. 0-2.
0-2.
Baez shaking his head. Not sure what he was thinking on that one. Doesn't need his teammates to help him on that one. He knows he screwed up on that one. Here comes the 0-2. He fouls that one off, and the count remains. Umpire showing his arm off. Throwing it back to Peralta. Here comes the 0-2, and he's chopping that one. Hira is going to make the dive, make the catch, and he's going to make the out. That is a nice play by Keston Hira.
Right fielder.
That's what he talked about, working on that defense. He gets a hard shot in the hole. He's going to get a glove on it from his knees. Make the out at first. Nice play. Braun appreciates that. Saves a base hit. Now bring up Jason Hayward. And right at the knees for a strike. And a swing and a miss on the fastball, 0-2. Looking for a high pitch here. Here's the 0-2. Right on the inside corner, and that's a called strike 3. But Cubs get a home run off the bat of Kipnis. And then Peralta retires the next 3 in order. So as we go to the bottom of the third, we're tied at 1. Orlando Arcia is going to lead off the bottom of the third here for the Brewers.
Orlando Arcia.
Arcia 0 for 2 yesterday. Did have a walk. Scored on the Yelich home run. As he takes a strike, 0-1.
0-1.
Not too promising of numbers as you saw in the corner there. 0 for 8, 6 strikeouts. Well, that just means he's due. So we'll see what he can do here to lead off the Brewers in the third. Takes one on the outside corner, 1-1. And he hits that one into the outfield. Happ running underneath it. And he'll make the play for the first out of the inning.
Batting ninth, the pitcher.
And they'll bring up the Brewers pitcher, Freddie Peralta.
Peralta.
He might have batted 133. Like I said, these numbers are all kind of wishy-washy, I would say, at best. So, I will say the one game that I test streamed last weekend, he takes a strike. He did take a pitch and drive it to left field, so had a little power behind the bat. But very small sample size, and Peralta, like I mentioned last year, got a few starts, but as the season progressed, he was out of the bullpen, so he wasn't taking a lot of at-bats as he's quickly down 0-2. Umpire says, "Look, check out my arm. I'm even throwing a slider at you." And here comes the 0-2. Fights that one off. Umpire says, "Yep, that one's a curveball." Darvish always works out of the stretch, no matter what. And Peralta is gonna pop one that over to Hayward, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
The center fielder.
So 2 fly ball outs here, and now bring up Lorenzo Cain. Grounded out to third, his last at bat. Still looking for his first hit of the season. Takes a strike, 0-1.
One ball, one strike.
That one's down in the dirt, 1-1. Good sized crowd here at Miller Park, as always, with the Cubs in town.
Ball, that's me.
Gonna have a pretty jam-packed house. Usually about half and half Cub and Brewer fans. But of late, Brewer fans have gotten the numbers back up. As Cain fouls one off, 2-2. Brewers do that promotion where Wisconsin residents can get first dibs on a lot of tickets. And I'm sure there's some, as Cain strikes out to end the inning. Never start a story with 2 outs. Should know that. Darvish takes him down in order as we go to the top of the 4th. It's still tied, 1-1. We're at the top of the 4th here. Chris Bryant's going to lead off the inning.
The third baseman. Chris.
He's 0 for 5 on the season with 5 strikeouts. And takes one inside, 1-0. Well, it's the top of the 4th, so I do have the trivia question for the evening. Trivia tonight. Since joining the National League in 1998, so here's the 1-0. And that one's inside, 2-0. Since joining the National League in 1998, who are the 3 teams the Brewers have not faced in a home opener? So the Brewers have faced almost everyone in the National League in their 20-plus years of... And that one's outside, 3-0 in their time in the National League. But they've only 3 teams they've never faced. Do you think you know who they are? Chris Bryant, he's down 3-0. He's probably going to look for a strike. He'll try to get on base any way he can. As I have a guest in the booth here. He's calling that one. 3-1 here.
Nope.
And that one's inside. And Bryant is on base for the first time this season. Second walk of the day for Freddie Peralta.
Wilson. Contreras.
He's only given up the 1 hit. That was the home run in the last inning to Kipnis. Other than that, he's been pitching pretty well. Wilson Contreras steps up. 0 for 1, struck out in the first. And that's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. One misses, 1-1. .51 pitches for Peralta here already in the top of the 4th. Like to see him go 5 or 6 here for the Brewers. There's a check swing, but probably a strike anyway, 1-2. That one misses, even the count, 2-2. Woodruff did go 5 yesterday, but always like to see the young guys go a little bit longer here. And even though they had the off day, and everybody should be available, as Contreras strikes out again for the first out of the inning. To make that 5 strikeouts for Peralta.
The first baseman,
right down the middle, throwing some heat, way behind it, and he strikes out here in the 4th. I'll bring up Anthony Rizzo, grounded out to third in the second inning. As he drives that one to center, but Kane's right there to make the catch. 2 away.
Now batting, left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
And Kyle Schwarber is now the batter. Struck out in his last at-bat. And that one misses. 1-0. And right on the inside corner. 1-1 here on Schwarber. Over the Cubs left fielder. Got some good pop on that left side. Solid outfielder. And he drives that one to Kane, but he is right there. Didn't have to move a step, and that is the third out. So, leadoff walk goes for naught. And the Brewers will be coming up here in the bottom of the fourth. Game still tied, 1-1. Matt Vescourage and Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac are not calling the game. That is for sure, because you can't hear them. So, just a quick shot of their faces for no reason whatsoever. Can't change that in the display, I guess, so have to live with it. Christian Yelich leads off for the Brewers here in the fourth. He takes one down, 1-0. Yeah, Yelich went 4 for 4 yesterday. I think what's even more impressive is 3 of those 4 hits came with 2 outs. And that's what you like to see. Guy in 2-out situations, keeping the inning going as he grounds that one over to Kipnis. He's going to pick it and flick it over to first for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the second baseman, Keston Hiura.
Keston Hiura steps up to the plate. Once again, you can definitely see the different approaches by both these teams. Brewers have only forced Darvish to throw 36 pitches up to this point. Cubs have forced Peralta to throw over 50. That's going to be a huge factor as we get into these middle innings here. As Hiura fouls that one to deep left field. They're being aggressive early. Nothing wrong with that. He takes one up, 1-1.
1-1.
It's okay being aggressive. You know that fastball's coming, but if you're not taking pitches, making the pitcher work, and maybe getting base runners via the walk, and then that's not going to help you either. As here it takes a slider for a strike, 1-2. Fouls that one off. As you can see the pitch total there. 26 strikes, 14 balls for Darvish. And that one misses. 2-2. And that one caught looking. Wasn't expecting that one. Keston Hiura strikes out looking. Second strikeout for Darvish.
Number 24.
We'll bring up Avisail Garcia. Hit the booming home run and back in the second. Takes that one outside, 1-0. Brewers and Cubs just have the one hit, both home runs. So he fouls that one off to even the count, 1-1. Cubs have the bottom of the order coming up in the top of the fifth. Brewers working in the middle of theirs here in the fourth. 2 outs. Garcia takes one outside, 2-1. Darvish, the glow about his goatee and some of the ear hair as well as the sun sets here in Wisconsin. Here comes the 2-1, and Garcia smokes that one to right for a base hit. So he'll keep the inning going here with his second hit of the game. Good piece of hitting there by the Brewers left fielder as they get their second hit of the game. And that's coming from just one person. So once again, Brewers are just going to get their production from one person. So whoever's game it is, they're going to be the ones that do the damage. As Ryan Braun steps up and he takes a ball up, 1-0. Ground out victim back in the second. Braun playing first base. No room in the outfield really for him, and probably first base is probably the best place for him now in his stage of the career as he takes one on the inside, 2-0. Played a little. He started his career actually as a third baseman, and then they moved him to the outfield. So he takes a strike, 2-1. And then a couple of years ago, they had him start out at first base, not really knowing what that situation was looking like. As he hits that one down the line for a base hit. Garcia's going to hold at second, and Braun has a 2-out single here in the fourth. So back-to-back singles for the Brewers here.
Omar Narvaez.
A runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and Omar Narvaez is going to step up to the plate. First chance with a runner in scoring position for the Brewers here today. As he takes one outside, 1-0. Brewers are 2 for 8 yesterday with runners in scoring position. Probably the biggest hit was Yelich's 2-run home run in the 7th. Swings and misses, 1-1. Going back to Braun, he played a little first, and then that was when Thames was coming up, and they had Aguilar, so they moved Braun back to the outfield. And he'd been off again and on again with some injuries, so had to kind of find the right spot as Narvaez hits one over to short. Kipnis will complete the play at second, and that'll end the inning. Brewers get a couple of hits, can't do anything with it, and we're still tied at 1 after 4. Well, it's the top of the 5th, so let's get you an answer. Oh, that's Heidi Watney. Heidi, I'm sorry, your microphone is still not working. You're just chatting away. We still cannot hear you. So sorry about that. So while you're saying whatever you want, I'm going to go through what the answer to the trivia question here was tonight. So the question was, since joining the National League, who are the 3 teams the Brewers have not faced in a home opener? And those 3 teams are the New York Mets, the San Diego Padres, and the Philadelphia Phillies. So those are the only 3 teams the Brewers have not faced in their first series at home. They've faced everybody else, but not those 3 teams. As Ian Happ fouls one off, 0-1. Looking back at all those years, the first time they were in the National League, as Happ takes one up the middle, but Arcia is right there to make the play and get the first out of the inning. First year the Brewers were in the National League, they faced the Montreal Expos, so that counts as the Nationals. So all you people that are like, oh, what about the Nationals? No, they played the Expos. That's the same franchise, so why don't you just back off? This is the 3rd time the Brewers have played the Cubs in the home opener. Actually, they seem to do it every 10 years. They did it in 99, 09, and then in 2020. Brett Suter warming up in the bullpen for the Brewers, so might see him coming up here next inning. Hoping to get 5 strong out of Peralta here. There's a ball down low, 2-0. Mentioned it yesterday, the Rockies have faced the Brewers the most in home openers. They faced them 4 times. Actually, the Giants are the ones they faced 3 times. Home openers is Kipnis drives one to deep center, but Kane's underneath it, and he'll make the play for the second out of the inning. Giants and Cardinals each been 3 times have been the home opener for the Brewers. Pirates 2 times in back-to-back years, 05 and 06. Braves twice, 2011 and 2014. And then everybody else has only made 1 appearance in the home opener here for the Brewers. As Yu Darvish steps in and takes the ball up, 1-0. I mentioned it yesterday. A lot of these cold weather climate teams, they can have their home openers with Milwaukee, because you know the game's going to get played, and that helps you get in a good rhythm early on. You don't have to worry about making games up later in the season. Just works out well for everybody. That's why it's kind of odd when you see, like, the Marlins in 2000, they had their home opener against the Brewers. There's a little pop-up. Here is underneath it, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Freddie Peralta. So a good, clean inning for the Brewers in the fifth. Still tied at 1. Heidi, Heidi, I'm so sorry. We still cannot hear you. Sorry about that. She looks like she wants to talk about Freddie Peralta, who's going to be batting third in this inning. Maybe something about him and how he's trying to get back into the rotation. I guess that's Craig Counsell. You know, he's smelling his hands and just giving a little rub of the hands there. See if he can get his Brewers in the right position to take the lead here in the fifth inning.
Baseman,
This is going to be the bottom third of the order. Is going to be coming up here in the fifth for the Brewers as Jed Jerko steps up to the plate. He grounded out in the inning double play back in the second. He takes a strike, 0-1. This is Jerko. It's a fly ball to left field. Schwarber moves back and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
now batting.
I'll bring up
The
Orlando
shortstop.
Arcia.
Orlando Arcia.
Darvish has bounced back pretty well since giving up that home run. Did give up back-to-back singles in the last inning, but for the most part, keeping these Brewers hitters in check. Arcia takes one on the outside, a 1-0. Arcia flew out to center his last at-bat. Swings and fouls that one to the right side. 1-1. Brewers have 1 run on 3 hits. Cubs just have the 1 run on the 1 hit. Kipnis home run back in the third. There's another ball, 2-1. Trevor's trying to work away on Arcia, is missing the plate. It's one aspect of Arcia's game that the Brewers hope to improve, get a little more patient at the plate. A little bit of a free swinger as he chops that one over to Baez. He's going to barehand it just to impress everyone in the crowd and make the out for out number 2.
Now batting, the pitcher, Freddie.
We'll see what Craig Counsell wants to do here. And he's going to let Peralta go back out there for another inning. Close game, 1-1 game. A lot of confidence in his young starter here. Give him the bat. Says,
Ball 1.
go back out there and
1-0.
have another good inning in the 6th. As he hits that one. He's a diving but miss, and Baez, he's going to get it. Shorts hops it over to Rizzo, but makes the out for the final out of the inning. Brewers go down in order, and after 5, it is still 1-1. Javier Baez steps up for his third at-bat of the game.
Javier
Freddie
Baez.
Peralta back out there. Did have a pretty quick inning, just throwing 66 pitches. So he takes a strike there, 0-1. Yeah, I imagine a lot of what went into Counsell's decision was that quick 5th inning. Had the 1-2-3 inning. Always gets you a little bit more time to go out to the mound, especially if you're kind of have that high pitch count early in the game, and then you bounce back and have a few quick innings. Corbin Burns and Alex Claudio are now getting ready in the Brewers bullpen. And Baez swings and hits one to deep left field. Garcia's going back, and that is out of here for a leadoff home run for Javier Baez, and the Cubs take the lead 2-1. One of the dangers keeping Peralta out there. Now it's that third time around in the batting order. So everyone kind of knows what you're throwing, and Baez made him pay, taking that one to the corner for his first home run of the year. So you can see here in slow motion, which will not look great. Looks better when it's in real life, but in a video game, not the best. And just hooks it around the foul pole, back into that area. And the Cubs have a 2-1 lead here as Jason Hayward steps up to the plate and takes one inside, 1-0. The gamble, as of right now, not paying off as the Cubs take a lead here in the middle innings. Hayward out in front of that one, 1-1.
One strike. That's a ball.
And that one just misses down low, 2-1 on the Cubs right fielder. Fouls that one off. There's a souvenir for a fan over there. Evens the count, 2-2. So you got to imagine if there's another base runner, that's going to be the end of the line for Peralta. That one's down and in. That's a full count. Don't want to take too many chances. Like I said, third time around in the order. Peralta's already thrown 74 pitches early in the season. Don't want to get too crazy. Swings and drives that one, and that one's just foul. Just outside the reach of Braun. Almost made the play on that one. Count remains full. Hayward fights another one off. That one's going to go over by the camera well. Count's still full. Tough AB for Hayward. Not exactly what Peralta was looking for. And he chops another one away. This one will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. See what Peralta has for him here with the full count. Fights another one off. Hayward hanging in there tough. Narvaez wants one up, and he gets it, and that is a called strike 3. Hayward can't believe it. He was already halfway down to first, shakes his head at the umpire, but that is a called strike 3. 6th strikeout of the game for Peralta. And Counsell's going to go to the pen here. He's calling for the lefty, it looks like, and get paid off. Gave him a little gambled out there, but still a good outing for Freddie Peralta in his first start of the season.
Your attention, please.
And he's going to go with Corbin Burns out of the bullpen. Pitched in yesterday's game, had 2 strikeouts in 1 full inning. But still a really good game for Freddie Peralta. Only gives up 2 hits. And the 2 hits that he gave up were home runs. So, I mean, there were 2 solo shots, so there's nothing bad about that. There's a swing and a miss on Chris Bryant. Corbin Burns is up 0-1 right away. 2 walks, 2 hits, and then just for home runs. That's the only blemish, really, on Freddie Peralta. This counts even here, 1-1. And there's a grounder to Jerko. Makes a clean play. And makes the play over to Braun at first for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting, catcher.
And that brings up the catcher, Wilson Contreras. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. See in the corner there, J.P. Ferrierson, who is actually a real person, I found out in the off day. He is not some computer-created player by MLB The Show to fill out minor league rosters. He is an actual person, so I apologize to J.P. There's a check swing and no check down at all, so it's going to be 1-1. So J.P. got his first strikeout as a big leaguer, got his first career win in Thursday's game for the Brewers. So congratulations to him. As Contreras just absolutely smokes that one, and that is a no-doubter home run. And the Cubs add another one here in the 6th. Burns left a juicy one there, and Contreras did not miss it whatsoever. Up and in fastball, and he says, "Yep, I got all of that one." Wipes his hands of the whole deal, and he puts that one into the Brewers bullpen, scaring everyone down there. And the Cubs have a 3-1 lead.
Now batting, the first baseman.
That brings up Anthony Rizzo. He's 0 for 2. Ground out, fly out. Cubs have 3 hits, and they're all home runs. So, but they had a lot of Ks yesterday. They're making it up with their power, and that's just what they can do. There's a good hitting team. It shows in their aggressiveness and their strikeouts. As Rizzo fouls that one off, 0-2. So Burns hoping to fight his way out of this one. Try to keep it here at 3-1. Brewers will have the top of the order coming up in the 6th. So they'll have the good chance to get these runs right back. There's one down low, so quickly the count's back to even, 2-2. That's the one thing that the Burns did give up a lot of runs late last year, middle of the season. Caused him to go back down to AAA. He throws one on the outside, so from 0-2 to 3-2 here on the Cubs' first baseman. See what he has here with the full count pitch. And there's a liner right at Arcia, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But the Cubs do get 2 home runs, and they now lead 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Lorenzo Cain leads off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 6th. 0 for 2, has a strikeout and a ground out.
Lorenzo Cain.
Looking to set the table for Yelich, and here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes a strike, 0-1. Cain looking for his first hit of the season. And he takes one inside, 1-1. Probably not too worried about getting a hit or anything, just worried about getting on base any way he can. As he smokes one, but foul. And the ball boy's just going to watch that one go right by. Not a great effort. Not a good look by the bearded 16-year-old that looked like getting the foul balls for the Brewers here tonight. As Cain swings and misses, and he strikes out to lead off this 6th inning. So 2nd strikeout for leadoff man here tonight. That's the 3rd strikeout for Darvish. Cain chased that slider on the outside corner. That'll bring up Christian Yelich. Takes one inside, 1-0. Popped out to Contreras in the 1st. Grounded out in the 4th. Let's see what he can do here in the 6th. The late inning heroics from Yelich on Thursday is what gave the Brewers the victory. Maybe he can do something here. And check swing. The home plate umpire says he went around, so 1-1 is the count. 1-1, misses up and in. 2-1. And that one's low. So 3-1 here on the Brewers right fielder. This will be the 70th pitch for Darvish here. Pours one in there, full count. Here comes the payoff pitch to Yelich. That one just misses on the outside corner. A very good eye for Yelich, and he is on with a 1-out walk.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Just the first walk that Yu Darvish has issued here today. He's had pretty good control. Said the only mistake he really made was that pitch to Garcia back in the second that led to the home run. As Keston here steps up to the plate, 0 for 2.
Ball.
Takes that slider down, 0-1-0. And check on Yelich over at first. He's back in there. Yeah, I think the one thing that hasn't even been mentioned, Yelich did steal 2 bases yesterday as well. So just trying to do it all. As Hira waits back on that and hits a fiery shot to those spectators on the left field line. Look out, everyone. Now, most of the MLB stadiums, they've extended the protective netting all the way down the baselines as Hira chases one on the outside, 1 and 2. But apparently in this build of the game, they have just done the up to the bases. They have not done the full netting. Now, some stadiums, I think the ones that had it last year in MLB The Show, they have the netting that goes all the way down the baselines. But I know the Brewers were going to extend that netting all the way down the baselines just for more spectator safety, which is always a good thing, as Hira fouls that one off. Count remains 1 and 2. So anything you can do to help keep people safe is going to keep people coming back as well. Here comes the 1-2. That one's going to miss down and in the dirt, 2 and 2. So here, working the count back to even. Yelich is at first, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Hira flies out to right. Hayward's underneath it. He'll make the catch for the 2nd out. And they'll bring up Abacio. I'm going to get these names right eventually. Usually, you know, if I had been watching baseball, you hear real broadcasters, professional broadcasters, say these names, I'd probably be better at it. As they check on Yelich over there, and he's back in there safely. Abacio Garcia, he's 2 for 2. Home run, single.
Runner.
Yelich is going. Pitches down. And the throw not even close to being on time. And Yelich has his 3rd stolen base of the season. Yeah, no chance of getting him there. Pitch down. Long delivery. Back to home. So 1-0 count here on Garcia. Runner in scoring position now. And that one's down 2-0. Wonder if they might just work around him here. Try to prevent that long ball. See what Braun can do in this situation. Here comes the 2-0. That misses down 3-0. So yeah, it definitely looks like they're trying to work around Garcia here. Take their chances with Braun with 2 outs here. Comes the 3-0. And that one's in there, 3-1. So just gave him something that was maybe just a little pitch, maybe just to tempt him to swing and maybe harmlessly ground out on a 3-0 count. But Garcia being patient, gonna look for something he can drive here. He's got a 3-1 count. This would be the pitch to do it on. Comes Darvish. And that one misses inside, so another walk, 2nd walk of the inning by Darvish. And there's runners on 1st and 2nd.
The first baseman,
As
number
the
8,
pitching coach goes out to talk about what's going on here. A little tap on the shoulder there. See how he's feeling. This Cubs got Alec Mills. Somebody named Wick warming up in the bullpen. Ryan Braun 1 for 2. Singled right down the 3rd baseline in his last at-bat. Hoping he can do something here with 2 outs. Yelich is at 2nd. Garcia at 1st. That one misses inside, 1-0. Brewers fans getting to their feet, trying to cheer along Braun, see if he can do something here. Garcia's got good wheels at first, something in the gap could score him. That off-speed pitch misses inside also, so it's 2-0. So Darvish, after having pretty good control through most of the game, is falling behind on these Brewer hitters here in the 6th. Issued 2 walks already, and he's down 2-0 on Braun. And now he's down 3-0. Omar Narvaez, he's on deck. But yeah, probably looking for a strike here before he's going to swing. See if we can load the bases for Narvaez. Here comes the 3-0. And that one's in there, 3-1. Once again, throwing that off-speed pitch, just seeing if the Brewers will go and chase something. Maybe harmlessly ground out somewhere. Forces all around. Here comes the 3-1 from Yu Darvish. Braun fouls that one off. So the runners will be going on the pitch here. Full count on Ryan Braun. Here comes the full count. Fouls that one off. Fastball. Outer half of the plate. Braun just a little bit behind it. Those are the ones he can do some damage with. When he's hitting good, when he's seeing the ball well, he's taking a lot of pitches to that right center gap. Here comes the full count, and that one misses inside. The bases are loaded here for Omar Narvaez. That's the third walk of the inning for Yu Darvish. So see what fake David Ross wants to do now. He's already used one mound visit, and he's going to stick with Darvish here. Face the Brewers catcher. Bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Brewers down 2. And Narvaez swings at that first pitch, and he smokes it down. First baseline. 29 pitches for Darvish just this inning. He's even on balls and strikes. Talking about he was going in this inning, he was looking like he was going to go another one. He's already up to 90 pitches, and he's up 0-2 on Narvaez really quickly here. .91 pitches. Probably the last inning for Darvish here. Can't imagine him coming up again. And that's just a swing to protect himself there. So he fights that one off. 0-2 remains. A little better hustle from the ball boy I saw in the background there. It's better. Glad someone talked to him about that. Here comes the 0-2. Oh, and that hits him. And that is going to bring in a run. It hurts now, but it'll feel better once he gets down to first base. And that's one way of doing it. So just like that, Brewers are just down 1 now on the hit batter by Yu Darvish. And Ross is going to stick with them out there. See what Jerko does. He takes one outside, 1-0. So Brewers score a run, have not gotten a hit in the inning. 3 walks, a hit batter. A lot of this happening with 2 outs. See if Jerko's patient up there. And he drives that one to right field, and that's foul ball, 1-1. Got a good pitch. A little up in the zone, a little off-speed pitch. Just couldn't square it up enough. Here comes the 1-1. And Jerko pushes that one, and that gets by Rizzo. That's going to get all the way to Hayward. That's going to score 1 run. Another run is in. And Jerko's on his way to second, and he is in there with a 2-run double. And just like that, the Brewers have regained the lead here in the 6th.
Number 3. Shortstop, Orlando.
Got a pitch on that outside half of the plate, just underneath. Rizzo thought it was going to hop up on him, and that gets underneath his glove, and that's going to score Garcia. That's going to score Braun. He's going to get to second. Narvaez, he's over at third. And the Brewers are up 4-3 just like that. Their first hit of the inning, and Ross is going to go to the bullpen. So a tough 6th inning does Yu Darvish in. Walks 3, hits 1 guy, only gives up the one hit, but gives up 3 here in the 6th. He's going to leave with his team down 4-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for Chicago.
So Alec Mills is going to
number 30.
Take the ball here, as David Ross had the ball at the tip of his fingers there. Mills gave up the home run to Yelich yesterday in the 7th. So a tough outing for Darvish. Gives up 4 runs. Only gave up 4 hits. But the walks and the hit batter do him in. As Orlando Arcia steps up here. See if he can keep this momentum going with 2 outs here in the 6th. Doesn't chase that one. 1-0. And that one's in there for a strike. 1-1. So just when you think that Freddie Peralta is going to leave the game, probably not going to work into decision unless it was a loss, he's going to leave this game in line for a win possibly, depending on how the rest of this game shakes out for the Brewers. Here comes the 1-1 from Mills. That one's up, 2-1. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Brewers scoring 3 runs here to regain the lead. Waits back on that one, and once again, ball boy on the right side now is finding the lazy pills. Doesn't even try to catch that one on the line and try to save a fan in the front row. It's going to let that one bounce off the concrete, and I guess if there's one consolation prize, he made Hayward go and get it. Waste some energy there. Just misses on that one, and the count runs full. Here's 3-2. Actually, Peralta not in line for the win now, I guess. That's going to go to Corbin Burns now. He was the one that was in when the Brewers regained the lead. I forgot he came in the 6th. It's Garcia. It's that one foul. The count remains full here on the Brewers shortstop. I imagine in real broadcast, there's like people in the headphones telling them statistics, helping them out with a lot of these things. I'm a one-man operation here. It's Garcia falls another one off. I have my own book. I got like some notes. I mean, I'm doing my best here trying to remember all these things. I'm trying to watch the game, trying to call the action as I see it on the TV, just like you guys are seeing it. So if I miss something, hey, I'm trying my hardest. As Garcia falls another one off. So hanging in there tough with 2 outs here. Hopefully he can win this battle. Fighting a lot of pitches off here, making Mills work. Here comes the full count pitch, and that one misses down low, so he draws a walk. And now the bases are loaded again. And we'll see who Craig Counsell goes with here in the pitcher's spot.
Number 39. Your attention, please.
He's going to go with Eric Sogard.
For the Brewers. Number 7. Eric Sogard.
Sogard came in for a pinch hit last night as well. Was 0 for 1. The bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. Pushes that one foul. Ball boy right there to pick it up. 0-1. Narvaez on third. Jerko on second. Arcia at first. 4-3 Brewers getting 3 runs here in the 6th. Sogard takes one upstairs. 1-1. That's what you like to see. Cubs get 2 home runs in the 6th. Brewers answer back with 3 runs of their own. A lot of resiliency in this Brewers clubhouse. There's a ball down low, 2-1. So Sogard probably going to get one he can hit here. Doesn't want to run the count 3-1. Put even more pressure on the Cubs pitcher. This is loaded. Here's the 2-1. Sogard grounds it over to Kipnis. He's going to take the easy one over at second, and that will end the inning for the Brewers. But a good inning for the Brewers. They get 3 runs, just 1 hit in the whole thing. And actually, they're calling that an error on Rizzo. That's pretty rough by the scorekeeper. But
please.
What are you going to do? Brewers score 3. And we're into the top of the 7th here. Alex Claudio. Going to pitch here for the Brewers. He made an appearance in yesterday's game.
Off for the Cubs, the left fielder.
And he'll face Kyle Schwarber right away.
Schwarber.
So we'll face the lefty Schwarber, then the switch hitting Happ, and then the lefty Kipnis. Schwarber takes one for a strike, 0-1. As mentioned yesterday, Claudio's not going to overpower guys. He's got a good sinker, ground ball pitcher. He's going to try to use that as he throws that one up a little bit, but call the strike, 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 to Schwarber.
One ball.
Check swing, thought about it, but lets it go, 1-2. Got a chat there from someone in the chat. Are you playing or just watching? I am just watching. I am just watching this game. This is a complete simulation of this game as Kyle Schwarber fouls that one back into the netting. So whatever happens here is all based on the computer. So pitching changes, pinch hitters, all of those things are being done by the computer. I am just calling the action as I see it, as Schwarber takes one just missing off the outside corner, 2-2. So glad to see I got someone watching. Glad to see someone's engaging in the chat as well. So appreciate everyone who tunes in, even if you tune in just to see what this nonsense looks like. I appreciate it greatly. As Schwarber falls that one down the right field line, 2-2 here on the Cubs left fielder. Another one outside, full count. All right, here comes the full count to Kyle Schwarber. And chops that one, and Claudio's going to make the play and make it over to first for the first out of the inning. Nice job getting off the mound. Makes a good play
Now batting,
to retire Schwarber.
Ian Happ.
That'll bring up the switch hitting Ian Happ. 0 for 2, couple of ground outs on the day. Takes one outside, 1-0. Claudio looking to close down the 7th here. Get the ball over to Imagine Corey Knable. As Ian Happ hits a little floater, and that's going to drop in front of Kane for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Happ. That's going to bring up Jason Kipnis.
Now batting,
Hit the home run to get the Cubs on the board back in the 3rd.
Kipnis.
Right off the handle. Just deposits that one softly into the outfield. Here comes Kipnis.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Slider just floating on the outside of that pitch of the plate. 1-0. He fouls that one off, 1-1. Claudio came in yesterday and gave up the run that tied the game for the Cubs. And then he gave way to JP Harayasen, who then eventually got the win. So hoping to bounce back here in the 7th for the Brewers. Comes the 1-2, just missing down low, 2-2.
2-2, count.
Looking for a double play ball. That's a great way to get out of this inning. Here comes the 2-2, and that one's fouled back. So we'll do it again. Kipnis feeling like he's got a read on Claudio here. Look over to first. Here comes the pitch. And fouls that one off too. Some good at-bats here from both sides here. Hayward had the battle in the last inning. Garcia had the battle. Now Kipnis is having one of himself. Let's see who wins this one. And that one's down low, so the count's full. Pitcher spot is up next. See a pinch hitter. Imagine. Not even imagine. Probably a guarantee. Here comes the full count pitch. And he fights that one off. We'll do it again. 8 pitches this at bat. Hanging in there tough. Comes the payoff pitch. Strike 3 looking. And Kipnis going down on strikes.
Now batting, number 30. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
And we're going to see Craig Counsell go to his
pitching for the
bullpen.
Brewers,
JP Fariasen
number
is
76.
going to come in. The
JP.
rookie drops his glove as he
Fariasen.
steps up to the mound. But through 2/3 of an inning, got the win, got his first career strikeout yesterday. And looks like Craig
Pinch hitting
Counsell
for Chicago.
only going to
Number
use
2,
Claudio for the 3 batters that he absolutely has to face.
Horner.
And that's going to bring up Horner here. He was 0 for 1, struck out in his pinch hit appearance yesterday. See if JP can do the job here again for the Brewers. As that one's going to flare out to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Yelich has got it. Runner's going to hold at second. And we got runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the 7th.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Javier Baez.
And that's going to bring the top of the order with Javi Baez. At the solo homer. Back in the 6th inning. The Cubs getting their first hits that aren't long balls here in the 7th inning. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Let's see what Frierson has for him here. As Baez takes that one to the gap, and that's going to score a couple here. Kane's going to get to it. There's 1 run. And that's going to Horner. He's around the score, and Garcia's just going to hold it. And Baez has just given his team the lead right back. It is 5-4 Chicago.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason
Takes that first pitch and just drives it into the gap. And that's going to clear the bases. And the Brewers find themselves down once again, 5-4. And here comes Jason Hayward, and he takes a strike, 0-1. So didn't fool him on that pitch. And the rookie's gotten himself into a jam here in his second appearance with the Brewers. Here comes the 0-1. And there's a grounder over to Braun. He'll take it himself, and the inning is over. Well, Cubs get the 2 runs right back. Head to the bottom of the 7th. They lead 5-4.
Your attention, please. Now,
Rowan Wick's going to take the mound for the Cubs here. Pitched in yesterday's game, had a strikeout. And he's going to face the top of the order here for the Brewers. So see if the Brewers, they bounce back from giving up a couple runs in the 6th inning. See if they can bounce back after giving up a couple of runs here in the 7th inning. So the bullpen's giving up some runs here in this game as Kane takes one for a strike, 0-1. Craig Kimbrell, Kyle Ryan, they're warming up in the Cubs bullpen. And that one misses, 1-1. See some scores from out of town here. St. Louis won again, 5-4. Mets winning 5-4 as well. Kane fouls that one off, 1-2. Talked about it yesterday a little bit. Cardinals, once again, probably going to be the favorite in the division. Reds made a lot of moves. As Kane takes one outside, 2-2. Reds, Brewers, and Cubs. I think a lot of people are thinking that it's a fight for second place between those 3 teams. Here's the 2-2. That one's hit out to right field. Hayward tracking it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Christian Yelich.
Now batting, the right
0 for
fielder,
2, walked in the last
Christian
inning, stolen base.
Yelich.
Did score a run when Narvaez got hit by the pitch. See if he's got some 7th inning magic in him again, like he did yesterday. Takes a strike, 0-1. There's a pitch. Off speed, a little up, but Yelich fights it off, fouls it back, 0-2. Now time to battle for Christian Yelich here. 0-2, 1 out, bottom of the 7th here. Brewers looking to bounce back after giving up 2 in the top half of the 7th. Here comes the 0-2. Fights that one off. Do it again. That was that hanging curveball that Christian Yelich took out of here yesterday. Maybe hang another one here for him. Here's the 0-2. Followed back again. Not quite on that inside, and they worked that one inside, looking to get one a little more over the plate. That one's in the dirt, and Yelich swings and misses at it. And Contreras is going to complete the out at first for the second out of the inning. Yep, Yelich knew he chased a bad one there. That was off the plate. Yelich still going to make him throw it. Cubs had a couple of throwing errors yesterday, but they'll make the play there. There's 2 outs. I'll bring up Keston Hiura. He's 0 for 3. A couple of fly outs and a strikeout. And there's one on the outside, 1-0. They're looking to keep this inning going. A little 2-out rally just like last inning. And he swings and misses, 1-1. Comes the 1-1, and that one misses up high, 2-1. So trying to climb the ladder here on Hiura, not going to chase that one. And he's got a favorable count here, possibly to do some damage. Here comes the 2-1. Swings through that one, 2-2.
2-2.
Went off speed. Got tricked, and count runs even, 2-2. Here comes the break-even pitch, and that one misses inside, full count. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that one misses down low. And with 2 outs, Keston Hiura draws the walk.
Now batting.
So I'll bring up Avisail Garcia.
Avisail.
He's got on base every time.
Your attention, please.
And he's going to face
Now pitching for
Ryan
Chicago.
Tepera.
Number 52. Ryan.
He's going to make his
Tepera.
season debut. 0-2 last season. He's got a 12-11 record, pitched 216 games. This is his first season with the Cubs. Free agent acquisition in the offseason. He faces Garcia here, who takes a strike, 0-1. Yeah, so expects cut fastball, a sinker. He's got a fastball. Off speed's his slider. See what he has in store for Garcia here. And that one misses up high, 1-1. Cubs lead at 5-4, scoring 2 in the top of the 7th, scored 2 in the top of the 6th. And there's one that misses as well, 2-1. Brewers got their 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Couple of walks, hit by a batter. Actually, they didn't even get a hit that inning. Official scorer ruled an error on the hit that Jerko had that scored 2. And 3-1 count here to Garcia. And he takes that one to right, but that's going to be Hayward right there to make the out. And the inning is over. So the Brewers get a 2-out walk, but leave them at first. And after 7, Cubs lead 5-4.
Leading off for the Cubs.
Chris Bryant's going to lead off here for the Cubs as J.P. Fierason is back out there for the top half of the 8th. And there's a check swing, but not enough of a swing. And it's 1-0. 33,000 in attendance for this game. Good solid crowd once again. Wouldn't expect anything less between a Cubs-Brewers
2 balls, no strikes.
series. They will pack the house every chance they get. The count goes to 2-0 on Chris Bryant. Also looking to get an extended look here of Fire Sin. Fouls that one off, 2-1. Probably likes the matchup, righty on righty. It's the thing, when you have this new role where you have to face at least 3 batters, it kind of forces you to extend some guys, maybe a little longer than you had anticipated. See a look of Wilson Contreras, he's on deck. So you got to play the matchups a little longer, or play a little bit longer of a game with your bullpen. Here comes the 3-1, and that one misses inside, and Chris Bryant walks for the second time today.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson.
So a leadoff walk, that brings up Wilson Contreras. Had the home run back in the 6th.
Your attention, please.
And that's going to do it for J.P. Frierson. Brent Suter is going to take over here for the Brewers.
Brent Suter.
Appeared in 9 games, was 4-0. So less than 1 ERA. Great story. Had the Tommy John surgery. Was pitching really well for the Brewers. Yep, and we'll take a look again. Here's Contreras in the 6th inning, taking that pitch deep to left field into the Brewers bullpen. And that gave the Cubs a 3-1 lead at the time. The Brewers had come back and scored 3 of their own in the bottom half of the 6th. But then the Cubs would answer with 2 of their own in the 7th, and that's where we're at, 5-4 here in the top of the 8th. Suter, first pitch swing, and Contreras, Yelich going back, still going back. He's at the track, and right at the fence is going to make the catch, and that's the first out of the inning. So 1 pitch and 1 out here for Brent Suter.
The first baseman.
Yeah, Suter in 2018 was having a great season, and then in June had to have Tommy John surgery. Kind of was a bummer on many occasions. I mean, one, because he was performing so well for the Brewers, but another, he's just a great guy to have in the clubhouse, always providing energy. Known as the Raptor. Give a shout out to Brewers Raptor on Twitter. Follow him. Get some great content there. It's not Brent Suter's account. It is a fan account, Twitter, but definitely worth a follow. Good Brewers insight, some good comedy. Brent Suter here, 1-0 pitch, follows that one back, 1-1. So Suter misses the back half of 2018. He misses most of 2019, but he gets in there and comes in for a few spot starts and actually did a great job and kind of really helped bring the Brewers to where they needed to be to make that wild card. Ate up some valuable innings in those middle parts of games. And it was just a great boost for this Brewer team. As the count runs even, 2-2. Rizzo chops one over here. He's just going to make the out at first, and there's 2 outs here in the 8th.
Up next for the Cubs, the left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
So there's a runner at second, 2 outs. Kyle Schwarber's the batter. He's 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. So he's doing a little bit of everything here in this game to get out. Taking his time, composing himself, getting his breath. Suter checks the runner at second, and Schwarber misses on that one, 0-1. Brent Suter's not going to overpower you with anything. He's gonna throw it about high 80s is about the max on his fastball. Misses on that one, 1-1. So high 80s is about as high as it's going to get, and it's only going to go slower from there. He's going to work quick. He's going to keep you off balanced, and he wants to get you to ground out. That is his game plan. Here's the 1-1. And that one misses. 2-1. Schwarber Flies that one out to left field. Garcia's underneath it, and he'll make the catch, and that'll do it for the Cubs in the 8th. Leadoff walk goes for nothing, as the Cubs leave them stranded. Brewers coming up in the bottom of the 8th, trailing 1.
Leading off for the Brewers,
Ryan
the
Braun
first
leads
baseman,
off here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 for 2.
Braun.
Scored on the Jerko error, which, once again, kind of a terrible call by the scorekeeper. Rizzo had to make a tough play. Just missed under his glove. Should be a base hit. Give him the double. Because without that one, Brewers just have 3 hits, 4 runs. And Braun takes one on the outside, 1-1. Tapura out there, back in the 8th once again. Probably playing some matchups here. Braun fouls that one off, 1-2. Narvaez on deck, Jerko in the hole. See if Counsell goes to his bench for anybody in the bottom of the 8th. Braun takes one inside, 2-2. Just missing on that inside corner. Brewers fans trying to get behind their team here. Give them a little energy, give them a little spark here in the 8th. It's Braun. Pops one up behind second base. Baez is there, and he'll make the catch for the first out.
The batter, the catcher, Omar Narvaez.
And that will bring up Omar Narvaez. He's gotten hit twice in this game, actually. But the one did drive in a run that brought the Brewers within 1 back in the 6th inning. So that one feels a little bit better than the one where nothing happened. He just gets to go to first. He swings and misses, 0-1. Comes the 0-1 delivery, and that one misses outside, 1-1. And swings through that one, up and in, 1-2 on the Brewers catcher. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, Brewers trail 1. Looking for a little spark here. Narvaez hits that one, and that one's going to get through the hole for a base hit. So a good piece of hitting with 2 strikes. And the Brewers have a runner at first here in the bottom of the 8th.
Baseman, number 5, Jed Jerko.
Narvaez on for the 3rd time today. This time via the hit. And I'll bring up Jed Jerko. 0 for 3, but really should be 1 for 3. He said he didn't even ground out in the 6th. He hit one underneath the glove of Rizzo. He never got out. He got to second. So calling it a ground out, MLB The Show, is terrible. Here comes the 1-0, and that one misses upstairs, 2-0 on the Brewers' 3rd baseman. Well, the official scorekeeper has 24 hours to change that one, so hopefully he does the right thing and makes that a 2-run double. Not only that, it took away, well, he might get 1 RBI, because it would have been a ground out. But, no, it would have been, because it would have been the end of the inning. So, give him some RBIs, give him the base hit. Come on, give it to him. As he takes a strike, 3-1. This guy's a veteran. Give him just give it to him. He's been in the league for so long. It's like when you get those roughing the passer calls when you're just been in the league for so long in the NFL. You just give it to him. Give him the benefit of the doubt. So we got the full count here on Jed Jerko. Omar Narvaez. He's over at first. 1 out here, bottom of the 8th. Comes the payoff pitch, and he swings and misses for the strikeout. So 2 outs here, and that's going to bring up Orlando Arcia.
Orlando.
Way out in front on that slider.
Arcia.
So from 3-0 to striking out. Jerko
Your
giving a
attention,
long
please.
look, and that's going to bring up
Now
Craig
pitching
Kimbrell.
for Chicago.
So the Cubs closer is going to come
46.
in. He's probably going to get the last
Craig
4 outs of this game.
Kimbrell.
Once again, some magic with that baseball on the fingertips. So Craig Kimbrell signing last year, late in the season. Not even late, probably mid-season in June. To be the Cubs closer, signed I believe it was a 3 or 4 year deal. He faces Orlando Arcia, and he fouls that one off, 0-1. A lot of pitchers last season weren't picked up in free agency in the offseason. They were picked up mid-season. Dallas Keuchel, Craig Kimbrell, those were the two. As Arcia swings and misses, 0-2, and he's down in the hole right away. So he's going to be tough with 2 here, working that bat. Did last time. But he's going to have to do it with the 2 strikes on him. And that one misses outside, 1-2. Kimbrell getting a World Series ring with the Red Sox in 2018. Then went to free agency and just couldn't find anyone to sign him. They just waited until middle of June.
2 strikes.
Arcia runs the count to 2-2. Kimbrell doesn't like that baseball. Wants to get a new one. The umpire is more than happy to oblige. Have a little dirt on it. A little sweat. Feels a little bit better about that one, I guess. Hanging that arm out to dry. Here comes the 2-2. Arcia fights that one off, and the count remains. Here comes the 2-2. Another foul ball. Orlando Arcia hanging in there tough once again. Falling pitches off. Here comes the 2-2. Another one. It was outside, but was pretty close, so just fought that one off. Another foul ball. Yep. 8 pitches this at bat. I think you saw 8 the last time he was up to and drew the walk. He's going to have to do something here. 2 outs here, bottom of the 8th. Another foul ball. So he was down 0-2, worked it back to 2-2, and he's fouled off pitches ever since. Comes the 10th pitch of this at bat. And that one misses, so full count. Narvaez is going to get a head start. Let's see what Arcia can do here. Full count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Brewers looking to do something here in the 8th. Down 1 run. Here comes the payoff pitch. And Arcia fouls that one down the left field line. 11 pitches in this at bat. Wearing him down. Might not even be able to make it to the 9th inning. Or if he does, he's going to have a lot of pitches underneath his belt. Here comes the pitch. And that one is down the line and fair. Rizzo knocks it down probably with his face. And he takes the bag. And that is it for the Brewers. Tough at bat for Arcia. Works a good one. But can't do anything with it. Brewers down 1 as we head to the 9th.
Leading off for the Cubs, the center fielder, number 8.
Well, the Cubs center fielder is going to step in there against Suter here. He's going to work his 2nd inning for the Brewers, and that one just misses on the inside corner. 1-0. Happy seeing a little bit of success. 2 for 8 in his career against Suter. As he flies that one to right, Yelich makes his way underneath it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, second baseman, Jason Kipnis.
I'll bring up the Cubs' second baseman. Jason Kipnis hit the home run back in the 3rd inning. Here it is once again. Took the pitch from Freddie Peralta and absolutely crushed it into those bleacher seats, the 200 level. Yeah, Peralta squatting down, contemplating all of his life decisions that have led him to that point in his life. So the lefty on lefty here in the top of the ninth. Curveball fought off by Kipnis, and it's 0-1. Fouls that one off. Heads up, ball boy. He stood up for that one at least. Those grounders just kind of bounces away from him. Got to show a little bit more hustle. As there's a swing and a miss on a nice curveball. Caught him out in front. And there's a strikeout for Suter.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Cubs. Number 13, David Bodie.
And David Bodie is going to step up and pinch hit here in the pitcher's spot. He takes a strike down low, 0-1.
0-1.
Comes the 0-1.
Nope.
That misses
Ball
just
one.
down, 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Bodie's in his third season with the Cubs. Batting .251, 17 career home runs. Good utility guy for fake David Ross. Takes another strike, 1-2. Suter
That's off the plate.
trying that outside corner, misses, 2-2. That one's fouled off deep down to the right field line. And that'll reach the crowd, so we'll do it again here at 2-2. Baez wants something up, and that's a swing and a miss. So back-to-back Ks ends the ninth here for the Cubs. Oh, Brewers got the bottom, then the top coming up. It's last call. They're down 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now,
So
pitching
Dan
for
Winkler
the
is
Cubs,
going to take
number
the ninth inning
43,
here for the Cubs. So I
Dan
wonder if the
Winkler.
long at-bat by Arcia had anything to do with Kimbrel not coming back out there.
Pinch hitting.
And it's going to be Brock Holt who's going to
Holt.
make his season debut and make his debut for the Brewers. Spent the last couple of years with the Red Sox. And he's going to make his Brewers debut, and he's going to take one inside, 1-0. Brock Holt also in that World Series team in 2018. Appeared in 87 games with the Red Sox last year. Batted .297. Only had 3 home runs though, so hopefully we can get a little power out of that bat as he takes one to center field, but Happ is there and he'll make the out for the first one of the inning.
The center fielder, number 6, Lorenzo.
And that'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. He's 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts on the day. Hoping to get a base runner for Christian Yelich. It's kind of the spot you want to be in. Get a base runner and see if Yelich can provide some magic once again. As Cain takes one for a strike, 0-1. Takes another one, 0-2. So down in the count early. 0-2. He's going to have to fight some pitches off and see what he can do and try to get on base here. Here comes the 0-2 from Winkler. That one's down low, 1-2. Cubs fans, looks like they're showing some disgust in the background as that one just misses. That one looked pretty good, but just was a little too high, and the count runs even, 2-2. So the Brewers trying to get behind Cain here, see if he can get on base. Comes the 2-2. And that is a called strike 3, so Cain goes down on strikes for the 3rd time this game.
Now batting, right fielder.
Good curveball,
Christian.
right on the outside. Cain wasn't looking for that one, and maybe a little outside on the plate, but probably a little too close to take. And the Brewers are down to their final out, and that's Christian Yelich, and he takes one down, 1-0. Yelich struck out in his last plate appearance. But as we all know, just takes one swing of the bat for him. And he swings and misses on that fastball, way behind that one, 1-1. Going right after Yelich here, not going to be scared. They want to end this one right here and right now. Here comes the 1-1 from Winkler. And that one spins right in there. 1-2. Brewers down to their final strike. Cubs looking to get their first win of the year. Even up this series. Get a come from behind win once again. And Yelich takes that one to left field, but Schwarber's right there, and that's going to do it for the game. And the Cubs win this one 5-4. So a tough one for the Brewers. They get up an early lead, then they give up the home run. That ties it. And they went back and forth, and the Cubs were the last team to score, and they're going to take home the victory here today and move to 1-1 on the season. Brewers move to 1-1 as well. And we'll have the rubber match tomorrow. Tomorrow night, actually. So same time tomorrow if you're going to tune in. We'll have another 6 o'clock start as Mills gets the win. Frierson gets his first big league win on Thursday and then gets his first big league loss on Saturday. That's just how this game works. So Javier Baez is your player of the game. 2 for 4, home run, double, 3 RBIs on the day. Definitely well deserving. But for the Brewers, Garcia, 2 for 3, home run, RBI. Yelich, rough day for him after the 4 for 4 day. Yesterday goes 0 for 4 today. Braun gets a hit. Narvaez gets another hit. He's got two-game hitting streak going. But Brewers fall here 5-4 to the Cubs. Thanks everyone for joining on this broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try something after I end the broadcast here. I'm going to try to see what I can do to put together kind of like a highlight package of the game and post that as well for anyone who wants to just get a glimpse of what the game was. See if I can do something there. So, from all of us here from MLB The Show, I want to thank them for providing a quality game for me to do this. Thank you everyone who joined on the broadcast, and even if it was just for a moment or two and decided they wanted to check it out, thank you guys very much. And until tomorrow, the Brewers fall to the Cubs here 5-4. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one, everyone. Stay safe.